From KY3, this is The Place with Melanie Steen and Michael Gibson. Your place to be for all things Ozarks.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of The Place. I'm Melanie Steen and we are coming to you from the World's Fishing Fair right here at Bass Pro.
And I'm Michael Gibson. This is a big weekend for Bass Pro Shops with a lot more fun and fishing on the way.
That's right, and we are devoting an entire half hour to all things Bass Pro, past, present, and future.
50 years, that's a big anniversary for the store. And we're going to kick off our broadcast talking about the history of Bass Pro Shops and what it's meant to this community as well as to conservation. Well, no, folks, we did not enter a time machine and go back to Springfield in 1972. We are actually here at the Bass Pro Shops Museum. I'm here with Janet. Janet, this really is amazing. This is exactly what it looked like when Johnny Morris started this iconic business.
It's unbelievable that it started in a pro shop just like this in the back of his dad's liquor store. Wow. 8 by 8 feet of space, and to turn it into Bass Pro Shops is truly incredible, and that's what we're here to celebrate.
Yeah, so maybe for some folks that have never been to the museum, this is exactly how it looked, right?
Exactly how it looked. It's a replica of that space, and we're proud to have it here in the museum entrance. And like I said, this is 50 years of Bass Pro Shops, and this is where it started, and this is what the World's Fishing Fair is all about, is celebrating humble beginnings and turning into the greatest outdoor retailer.
Yeah, even to the fluorescent lights and the ceiling tiles. I mean, this really is very impressive, but of course, everything at Bass Pro Shops is impressive. And so, Janet, you mentioned the 50th anniversary. Yes. We're going to be celebrating that this weekend. This is a business that really changed the Ozarks from the inside out and has made an impact around the world. And so why is this such an incredible event to be able to celebrate this major milestone?
You know, it's so important that this event is happening right here in Springfield, Missouri, where it all started, where the Brown Derby shop was and where the original Bass Pro Shops is. It's been 50 years of not only Bass Pro Shops, but 50 years of giving back to conservation, 50 years of having amazing partnerships, and 50 years of our amazing customers being a part of this journey with us. So to be able to celebrate that with the World's Fishing Fair is truly meaningful for us, our community, and everything that we stand for.
And also, one of my favorite parts about a Johnny Morris event is you never know what celebrity friends that Johnny's going to be bringing to the event. What can we look forward to?
Yes, there are going to be so many things happening here. There's going to be educational seminars from all of the top fishing pros that you can think of, fishing legends like Bill Dance, Jimmy Houston, Roland Martin, all of them will be here, NASCAR guys, and then also we cannot forget the concerts for conservation, where Luke Combs is going to be here, Luke Bryan, Dirk Bentley, Chris Jansen, and so many others.
That's star-studded.
Yes, it is.
That's fantastic. So maybe for some folks that are thinking, I'd really like to get out there, I'd like to be able to experience and be able to celebrate with Bass Pro Shops 50 years, how can they do it?
They can come here, they can get their tickets online or at the gate. If you're getting your early bird ticket, you get that special discounted price. Kids 8 and under are free. This is going to be such a great event for kids. We have all of the Ferris wheel attractions, blow-ups, slides, all these things for kids to get plugged into. All of those activities are free for kids. So a lot of fun to be had here, and if you want to find out more, basspro.com/fishing fair.
Wonderful. Hey, do you think these registers still work? Do you think we can buy
Let's
some
try
bait and
it.
tackle?
Let's try it.
Well, you can't mention Bass Pro without talking about conservation, and that is exactly what this weekend is about. In fact, a full 50% of admission sales will go toward promoting conservation.
It's this passion for conservation that has made Springfield known around the world as the conservation capital of America. Our Mason Seidel is giving us details about how we can all be a part of the cause.
The World's Fishing Fair is happening right now at Bass Pro Shops. Here you can find music and entertainment, fishing gear, and kids' activities. But there's also something important happening this weekend: conservation awareness.
We're here with many of really America's conservation leaders, providing our visitors, our guests to the fair an opportunity to hear about key conservation topics and projects occurring all across North America.
When they say projects, they mean a lot of projects.
Last year alone, we had over 2,000 on-the-ground conservation activities and projects taking place from Bristol Bay, Alaska, all the way down to the Florida Keys.
Because of these efforts, it's no wonder that Springfield, Missouri is the conservation capital of America.
When you reflect back and you look at Johnny Morris and Bass Pro Shops for the last 5 decades, Johnny has been a national leader in conservation. Part of that is looking for opportunities just to instill a passion, a love for the out of doors in everybody, regardless of your age.
That's why some of the proceeds from the World's Fishing Fair will go right back to conservation efforts.
The World Fishing Fair, an exciting thing about that is it's bringing people together to really give back to nature. And Johnny is doing that by combining our company's efforts with those of our customers, vendors, corporations, and really 50% of the admissions to the event and the concerts are going to conservation.
If you want to take your conservation a step further, you can always donate money to the Outdoor Fund.
The Outdoor Fund is a way that our customers can have a vested interest to investing in conservation along with us. The Outdoor Fund is a donation at the time of purchase, and I just really want to say thank you to the customers because we're making a significant impact working together with you.
This impact includes protecting the environment for the next generation.
We need individuals, we need businesses looking to take care of not only the habitats and water quality, but also providing opportunities for the next generation to connect, to grow, so we can create that next generation of outdoor stewards.
The hope is that the World's Fishing Fair will provide those opportunities.
When you look at what's provided here at the World's Fishing Fair, the concerts for conservation, the kids' activities, really it all rolls up and can be summarized by Johnny's an individual that's been inspired and he recognizes the importance of conservation and he continues to give back.
Well, you can't mention 50 years here at Bass Pro without talking about the founder and visionary behind the company.
Johnny Morris's contributions to the world of fishing and hunting, as well as conservation, has helped to make Bass Pro Shops what it is today. He was gracious enough to spend some time with me reflecting on what this weekend means to him. Well, we're here at the World Fishing Fair, and I am so excited to be able to introduce you to the visionary behind Bass Pro Shops, behind this weekend. Johnny Morris, thank you so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks for being here, Michael.
So I'm looking around, and I just see the joy on your face with how this is coming together, and I think of how you started to where you are now. How does this moment feel 50 years?
Well, feels like I'm getting old. No, I feel like a kid, to be honest, but it's a very happy time, and so proud of our people, you know, and I love Springfield, my hometown, and my parents love to fish and be in the outdoors and took me and my sisters all the time float fishing, and we're all lucky here, you know, with the famous White River and the White River chain of lakes and float fishing capital of the world. And to me, to be able to spend my whole life around a great sport of fishing, I feel very blessed about that.
You know, growing up in the Ozarks and being a part of I remember the memories with my grandfather using Bass Pro products, and to be out there, you see all these families around. What does it mean to you that over 500,000 people are going to be coming to Springfield, Missouri to take part in the celebration with you?
You know, I don't know if there'll be 500,000, but if we get a few hundred people that are really happy, that's all that matters, you know, and getting to meet with other anglers and see new gear, hopefully get some great bargains. Yeah, it's just a happy time. I will say that our people have been working very hard. The city's been very cooperative, very supportive and working. And we apologize. I know we closed down Camel Street, and that's an inconvenience to some, but we're trying to be safe too and responsible with the traffic. So I know we got some weather, but hopefully we have a good turnout, and it doesn't matter how many people come and have a good time.
That's right. That's celebrating such an incredible cause. Before we go, Mr. Morris, I have to ask, are we going to get to see you participating in some of the festivities like we see behind us?
For what you wish for, yeah. I better go practice so I don't get a backlash. But yeah, right. I think we're going to have a lot of kids and like 15 people casting off at once to start things up here.
That's great. That's great. Well, I speak for all of us in the Ozarks, and I say thank you so much, Mr. Morris, for everything you've done for us.
Much.
Thank you.
Thank you, KY3.
This weekend is a virtual who's who when it comes to country music, NASCAR legends, and top-tier fishing pros.
We'll let you know how Bass Pro is rolling out the red carpet for these personalities. Next, on The Place.
Because this event is put on by Johnny Morris himself, you might say anyone who's anyone is in town this week.
From famous NASCAR drivers to fishing pros, Alyssa Kelly has the scoop.
Well, you guys, what is the World's Fishing Fair without bait and tackle? I have Luke Snyder here. Good morning, Luke.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Well, we're so glad to have you. Give us a little bit of some information about yourself.
So I'm a retired professional bull rider, and I was sponsored by Bass Pro Shops when I was competing, and I just kind of transitioned it into a office gig. So always been a Bass Pro fan, been with them for about 14 years.
Incredible. And you will be here as well to meet everybody at the World Fishing Fair.
Yep, we have a little secret reveal that we're going to do that you got to come out and check out that may have something to do with the new team in Missouri. And then, of course, you got to check out all these pros we're going to have here. We got every who's who in the outdoor sports industry, from hunters to fishers, and a bunch of other celebrities too. It's a lot of characters.
We have some of our NASCAR drivers too. How are our racers doing?
We do. We're proud of the 3 guys we got right now. Martin Truex Jr. is sitting 8th in the standings right now. Noah Gragson, man, he is just a fireball. He climbs up the fence and really interacts with the crowd, and then Austin Dillon. So we got a good lineup. We got a lot of fishes going around that track, and we like it.
And they'll be here. They'll be here for meet and greets and everything like that.
That's right.
So we also have a ton of bait and tackle up for sale. Is it $10 million worth?
We got $10 million of bait and tackle spread out all over the property, so there's plenty to go around. Yeah.
You can catch a lot of fish with that.
Absolutely, and we'll have fishing pros doing, daily seminars on the hour, and they'll be teaching you how to use all these too. And probably the only thing you won't get out of them is their secret fishing spot. So.
Absolutely. And not only is this the World's Fishing Fair, but this is a celebration for conservation and outdoor activities.
That's right. Of course, we're doing our concerts over at JQH. 50% of all the proceeds of that goes straight to conservation. So you got to see the likes of Hank Williams Jr., Luke Bryan, Dierks Bentley, Chris Jansen, Luke Combs. I mean, he's not messing around. It's a heck of a lineup. So. And
what other kind of activities are being featured? Not just fishing.
Not just fishing. I mean, we have a bunch of different things. Larry the Cable Guy is going to be here cracking everybody up.
Oh, goodness.
So, you got to come see Larry the Cable Guy. So.
Absolutely. Well, I think we got to go check out some of this bait and tackle.
Yep,
Thanks,
please do.
Luke.
You bet. Thank you.
This weekend is not just for anglers. It's jam-packed with family fun. Michael, there's even a kids area.
That's what I understand, and our Alyssa Kelly is standing by at Wonders of Wildlife to talk about this cool addition and some really good pricing so you can see the aquarium this weekend.
You guys, we are here at Wonders of Wildlife. I'm here with Jeff. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
So we have this shipwreck behind us. I feel like we just dove underwater.
Yeah, isn't this incredible?
So this is real.
Yes. So this is actually a replica. In 1996, Johnny Morris purchased a Navy vessel and they sunk it off the coast of Florida to create habitats for fish. And this is a recreation of what it looks like now.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And we have the World Fishing Fair going on. Tell us about what there is for kids, because not just fishing pros are going to love this event. It's super family friendly.
It's absolutely geared for families. There is so much to do for kids. On Saturday, we've got Dude Perfect coming. And if you've got kids at home, they definitely know the name Dude Perfect. So these guys are world famous on YouTube. They're going to be here along with Paw Patrol.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
I think you just say Paw Patrol and all the kids are going to come running.
It's going to be awesome on Saturday. And there are so many different exhibits for kids to see. We're building a giant Ferris wheel and it's free to ride for all the kids. And there's lots of other activities throughout the whole parking lot of Bass Pro for all the kids to do, and it's all free.
Perfect for the kids and the kids at heart,
Yes,
lots of the adults can come out here too.
Absolutely.
And I hear there's this giant fishing pond for kids.
We're building a huge fishing pond and we're hosting the World Championships for casting. So kids are going to be able to cast against pros, and the top 3 finishers are going to, on Sunday, compete for the World Championship Casting Award. So we are really excited about that as well.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
How far could you probably cast?
So there's all these targets that you're going to aim at.
Okay.
And so it's going to go on throughout the whole 5 days, and then Sunday it's going to culminate with the championship, and you're going to go against the pros.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of pressure there.
I know, it's going to be awesome.
So why should kids care about conservation?
Well, I mean, personally, I think we need to get kids off the iPhones and Xboxes and pick up the tackle boxes and get them outside into the outdoors. It's just this exhibit here at Wonders of Wildlife and what we're putting on here in the next few days at the World's Fishing Fair, it's the perfect opportunity to teach those next generation of conservationists how to be in the outdoors and love the outdoors.
And the perfect place to learn is right here, Wonders of Wildlife.
Absolutely.
There's a bunch of sales going on during those 5 days.
Oh my goodness, this is probably the best time to come to Wonders of Wildlife. It's the cheapest pricing we've ever had. It's 50% off basically.
Holy moly.
Yeah, especially for locals to come. It's going to be a perfect time to come to Wonders of Wildlife if they've never been.
Well, Jeff, I think we got to go check out some of this.
Let's go.
And the Stingray pool below.
Absolutely, let's go.
Still to come, he's got more than 20 albums to his credits, about a half dozen Grammys, and lots of CMAs.
We're catching up with country music legend Lee Greenwood after the break, so stay with us.
Well, we all know Johnny Morris is well known, so it's no surprise he's got some really famous friends.
And one of those friends is country music legend Lee Greenwood. He kicked off the opening ceremony with that famous tune, God Bless the USA.
'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Well, you guys, I have the legend Lee Greenwood here with me today. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, and thank you.
Yes, thanks so much for coming out here. It's a grand event.
It is really pretty too. We're very grateful right now for the sunlight. It's a little windy. I wonder if this is going to affect the people who do the casting with the wind, will blow their rods and reels and everything to the side.
Yes, I know. That casting event's going to be super fun. Are you going to take a part?
No, I'm a kind of guy that stands at the pier and lets the line catch a big fish, and that's all I'm done.
So you're not much of a fisherman?
Well, I could be if I had more time, but I'm still in my touring life, and so I'm gone all the time. I don't want to have time to fish.
Well, if you could go out.
Fishing and hunting would be the thing I do the most.
Hey, there you go. So you are the Lee Greenwood. If you don't know who that is, you better do your research, because God Bless the USA is one of the top patriotic songs next to the national anthem. Did you think that it would grow that huge when you first wrote it?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, it was kind of a growing thing. Universal Records decided to make it a single, but we had no idea it was going to be that. It was just a cut on a record. Nobody would have ever heard it had Universal not said, we want this to be the record of your choice. And so we did that, and then a couple of years went by. We won Song of the Year in Nashville, and I thought, well, but that's probably done. And then we recorded the album American Patriot while I was at Capitol Liberty, and then we thought, okay, that's done. You know, and then more things happened. The Gulf War, you know, the Katrina, the attack in America in 2001, and American Patriot became the album of choice, God Bless USA. Then everybody started to hear it. And of course now, last year in 2020, we recorded another version of the song. It was heard by 200 million people. So I think we're at the point now where USA has passed where it's not just a song for me, it's America's anthem.
It literally is. I hear it all the time in any big event that happens in the USA. So we are out here at another big event. This is the World Fishing Fair. Why did you decide to come out?
Well, I got a personal invite from Johnny Morris. You know, when I responded immediately because he's a friend. And I had no idea it was going to be this big of an event, though. I mean, this is really a monster. This is not just a fishing tournament. This world fishing event, yeah, this is going to bring some of the greatest fishermen from all over the world.
What does it mean to you to sing God Bless the USA at this opening ceremony?
I just want everybody to make sure that they understand they're Americans, and it's time to be proud as an American.
And of course, this event is about conservation. Why is that so important in today's world?
Well, I think I got 2 kids in college, and my wife and I are really believers about that. We need to take care of the world for the next group of kids that come along. For you and all your friends, we want you to enjoy the same thing we've enjoyed for years.
All right, Lee, thanks so much. And I understand you'll be here for a little bit. You'll get to enjoy a little bit of Springfield.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. And of course, I played all of Missouri for many, many years. Glad to be back. God bless the USA.
A big focus this weekend is on conservation. In fact, it's a great time for kids to learn all about preserving the great outdoors.
Sarah Parker-Pauley, she serves as the director of the Missouri Department of Conservation, spoke to me about the Ozarks' vital role in conservation and how we all can play a part in preserving the great outdoors for future generations. Well, folks, we have another special guest for you. I'm here with Sarah Parker-Pauley of the Missouri Department of Conservation. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. What a beautiful day.
We were just talking off camera that we see this crowd. This is a very important weekend for Missouri for conservation as well as for Bass Pro Shops.
It is. I mean, we're so incredibly fortunate to have Bass Pro Shops and Johnny Morris. This is their home base. This is the mothership. And only Johnny and Bass Pro Shops could bring together this many Missourians and people from outside of Missouri to come together to celebrate conservation. and really engage in the World Fishing Fair. Everybody loves to go fishing. We certainly do here in Missouri.
We're sitting here right in the heart of Springfield, Missouri, and I know the Ozarks are such an important part of conservation in Missouri. And so, from your standpoint, how important is the Ozarks to people getting out there and having fun?
Well, you're speaking of fishing, and you think of those beautiful reservoirs that people come from everywhere to fish our reservoirs. They're tournament quality. Certainly Missouri Department of Conservation has partnered with Bass Pro Shops and the National Fish Habitat Partnership to make sure that we have prime aquatic habitat for our anglers, whether they're tournament fishermen or just weekend fishermen. This is the place to come and fish.
So as we look to the future, I know a big part of this is we have younger generations that are involved. What would you like to see happen in maybe the next 50 years here in Missouri for conservation?
The beauty is anytime you talk to somebody who loves conservation, usually it goes back to a time when somebody took them outside, and oftentimes it took them fishing. I mean, that is the great connector. And so when I think of future generations, we here in Missouri care so much about the great outdoors, but so often it is taking somebody, whether it's a family member or a neighbor, somebody to go fish, and that's the way to make that connection, and that's going to make them care about nature.
So well said, so well said. Well, I'm so excited and looking forward to this weekend. Thank you so much for being here.
Our Alyssa Kelly recently went backstage with 3 of the top fishing pros in all the country. And needless to say, they are extremely passionate about conservation.
We're learning the importance of balance when it comes to fishing, and these guys are giving us the catch on what it was like fishing with the legend, Johnny Morris.
Backstage here, I've got Roland Martin, Bill Dance, and Jimmy Houston, the fishing legends with me. Good morning, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, it's great being here in Springfield and enjoying this 50th anniversary.
Yes, and the weather's beautiful. So you guys got this plaque from Johnny. Can you kind of show us it?
He's been such a good friend and such a supporter in helping us all along. He's our hero. He is one of our heroes.
Yeah, that's the amazing part. You guys are all friends. You go fishing together. What's that kind of like?
Oh, he's so competitive. I mean, he'll try to throw first over your line, do whatever he can to catch more fish, because he is really a good fisherman and a competitive fisherman.
Isn't that like a no-no? Don't cast over the other's line?
Well, we're all trying to beat each other.
I suppose. This whole event is for conservation. Why is conservation such an important topic, especially today?
One of the key things is if you don't have conservation, there are so many fishermen, there are so many hunters, and so if you don't have conservation, there won't be stuff left to catch. There won't be fish left to catch.
We look at it that a bass is just too important a commodity to only be caught one time. The bass has made my living for umpteen years. The same as Roland and the same as Jimmy. Jimmy said we've been doing this for over 150 years combined.
So I have one more question to ask you guys, the fishing legends. What is the key to the perfect cast? Give a little bit of some information for people going into this casting tournament.
Concentrate on the center of that target. Concentrate on the center of that target, nothing else. And when you throw that rod out there, make your rod tip go right over the edge of that target, and your bait will go right in the middle of it.
Monday on the Place, if you're in the market for a summer job, Incredible Pizza offers great benefits and upward mobility.
Plus, having fun is their goal, so you're sure to have an incredible time while earning money.
So join us Monday morning at 11:30 for The Place.
Your place to be for all things Ozarks. Have a wonderful weekend.